it does not feel like it should be possible. If we were at the Masters Grand Final, I don't think they should be outclassed individually. I think you have to make up for it somewhere else. But Na'Vi were able to dominate. Just look at Cloud. This guy was on fire. Now coming over and playing the Kayo, moving on into this one. And of course, Tom, this is the opening game of the VCT season. You want to get your win under the belt early on. Start off with confidence, especially for both of these teams who are ultimately, you know, they're not favorites. They're challenging for that third spot more than likely to make it all the way to, well, to Copenhagen, I guess.
Yeah, or maybe even a little bit further for BBL. I'm sure they'd like to go to that second event, which just been announced on Twitter. But either way, we're going to be seeing an aggressive push. And now this is a bit of a problem. Obviously, SSK did not want to be using his classic in this round, but unfortunately, for now, at least that's all he's got left. And now the same could be said on the other side as well. He's going to be pinged up early, but hasn't had to give up this control just yet. And even though he's just got to fall back, these spots still need to be cleared.
The wall going up certainly going to help BBL to close in the distance on the site. They've got their other wall, one made of ice from pAura, and that'll block off aggressively, allowing for a decent plant here. Very hard to break that open, but actually right on the edge of that fragment. pAura's left to a sliver of health, going to be 70 after that heal was complete, but it never manages to get there. The kill for Na'Vi trades out the spike plant. Now they've got to get back in.
You can see Kushner starting to take a slightly more aggressive stance. Now got his rendezvous to be able to escape. Wall straight back up. They need to break this, otherwise defusal could just begin, but they've already managed to make a gap. The gap, though, is being fought back into. Cloud again, up on the 4K, and while zeddy, he's not going to be allowing.
I think the wall itself is fantastic. Just a shame that Na'Vi seemed ready for that, and it's, again, at every turning point, who's the man that stops them from getting the control on site? It's Cloud with his fragment. Who's the man that kills everyone, essentially? It's Cloud. This guy is on a tear today, and he started out this map in just the same fashion. I mean, it has got to be scary. My man's coming into this round with a Vandal. He might not get a chance to use it. BBL focusing in on the A side. And Na'Vi have already got 3 players here with Spectres and the Vandals just now coming in to join the fight.
Swing though. QutionerX starts things well. Dinks was actually caught reloading, but still manages to win that battle. And in fact, was caught second as well. This is starting to fall apart. This was a full investment from BBL. This wasn't a half buy. This was everything they had, and it has fallen completely flat on its face. Haven't managed to retrieve the Vandal yet, but now Dinks will pick that up as well, and SSK makes this look very easy. In fact, this is normally cleaner than
aggressive fights underway. We know Cloud's capable of it. That last map, unbelievable in clutches, and even that 6K fighting his way into a site. And that's why he's in mid. He's going to be first point of rotation for either side of the map, and, well, he's on hand for this A take. 3 players here, but they're on the backside. They're giving a lot of space up towards BBL, letting them close in a decent bit of distance, and that Viper wall, I think, is a big reason for it. You can take the ranged fights from behind it. When the players run through, of course, they're just going to get torn up.
Yeah, they've actually managed to put the trap deep into mid as well. So it's going to be a nasty surprise as they run through it. It's so much information. You can instantly see zeddy's like, oh, okay. Well, I know that they've taken some mid control, so I've got to watch that angle, and the rest of the team can start their rotation through. That map control is so valuable for the side of Na'Vi, and now they put another one down just in case they manage to cross that little bit further, so they can just lock down positions. Well, that's the aggression we were talking about, bitch. The Cloud goes in, finds all the pistol players, and again, it's only going to be the 1 kill for BBL.
It's just light on, you know, shock darts coming through or anything like that.
The entry frag some rounds.
The entry, exactly, exactly. Now he's on a KO. This is built for what he was doing last map. They're already aggressive. Cuties heard them. They're not going to continue up.
Yeah, we'll give them the orb for free. It will leave the remaining players a little wary on BBL. Now, this round is one that's definitely still stacked in their favor. I'm actually intrigued by the fact that we didn't see more invested here. Like, you're looking at SSK with 4,500 credits and still playing a pistol. I feel like they could have put slightly more in here, but clearly wanting to play this is still a bonus round, and I don't know. As of right now, as of the last map, I'm still not feeling that confident for BBL. It looks a little bit hesitant. They've had to almost just wait to see how aggressive their opponents are going to be. They are methodically clearing every single angle just to make sure that they're going to get that control.
So many players rotated into position. Cloud starts to move out, though. Going to be covering that flank through mid late to the rifles removed from combat. It's the best chance for BBL to really get in there.
30 seconds left.
Just Spectre's firing away. The wall's up. They've got the cover. It's broken now, though. Danger for pAura. He's on 1 HP. Again, trying to make it out. Shock Dart hunts him down, though. There was no escape. Again, trading his life out for a spike plant. They've got it down. All they have to do from this point over on BBL is fight these Spectres, make sure they don't get caught out by that Cloud rifle, and they've done a great job. The frag just comes steaming in. Oh, 4 for Cutie to close that one out.
It's the freebie with the shock dart, so definitely being smart with how that utility is used. And as I said, I think that's why we're seeing this initiator swap, is just the styles that are coming out from the two different players. SSK, not one to shy away from a fight. So the rendezvous's not going to be used just yet, and he's actually going to hold this ground, and they've just got so much information there.
Can't use that. Poison orb.
I think Navi were looking like they were going to push up and take control there on B main, but a wise choice, pop down the chamber trap. Huge information netted off the back of that. One player essentially needed to watch mid on this from either side. You can start to rotate up and heavy stack A, and that's what they're going to want to do now. Great play by Zeddy. It's bad for him going down, but those 2 kills more than worthwhile. Now look at the rotates as well.
And they baited out initially. Duno, though, is actually going to be caught out. Trade's coming back strong. It's Operator. It's not quite going to get the kill, but Dinks will be there instead. 9 HP. Aslan lands the first headshot, though. Back into the 1 versus 1. It needs to be an instantaneous shot once again. He needs to try and wrap on his opponent. He's got a right idea, but the thing is, Dinks is now coming around the back. He's not quite going to be able to land it. It's very close.
Got the ultis to make up for it. The tour de force is going to be a big factor in this round. At least BBL are going to hope that it is. SSK pushing forwards in danger here. That tour de force is about to swing on the corner. Cutie actually moving around to the further back corner.
A gift.
Oh, the trap gives it away. They know that he's close. And with all these pistols, they want to pressure him. They want to push him out of position. That's just going to force the teleport, though.
Yeah, not needing to take a huge risk. Now, it is worth noting that there are a lot of ults available for BBL. So, although this is just pistols, if they can get into an afterplant, maybe you see a Viper's Pit thrown in. You still got the Tour de Force res. Even a null command. Dead, though. I just have a feeling that Dinks is going to get far more than he should. They have noted that he's at least around this area, and a solid dart here could tell them a lot. Has he just got their entire team with that 0 point? Because it sure looked like he did.
Yeah. Look at
the push-up straight away from Duno. He just goes, oh, I could just take A.
Wow. Well, this really puts BBL in a tough spot. They've got a wall to break to make it towards the B site. They've still got a ton of utility to play up against. Zeddy, though, already had a snake bites, but here comes the Viper's pitch to make that a little bit more awkward. dinkzj's gone down. There's the trade, though. Now you've lost your tour de force. The flank from pAura. He's only got a pistol.
My God.
And that flash ruined any chance of anything going his way. Ultimately, we haven't had that many rounds go by.
Scanning ahead.
When it comes to buy rounds, real rounds. For BBL, this is going to be one of them. One of the better ones, too. Again, we've already spoken about ultis and Navi. They don't have a ton. They've got a res to work with, a bunch that are about to be online. But for BBL starting this round out, they've got a res to work with. They can cancel out any abilities, stop ultis from being used with Aslans. And then, of course, a Viper's Pit, if they secure a site, a ton of opportunity for them.
The base you're saying is if they lose this round, then they really are in peril.
Well, I'll tell you what.
They've got everything they need.
I wouldn't want this round to be the one where I'm rushing into an A site blind and there's already 4 players waiting for me. But, you know, on BBL, they're facing that reality right now.
Yeah, wall going down early enough that it's something that they'll have to deal with. A swing in, and Cloud and Duno have already picked off a couple. Turko at least will be able to find one on the trade, but it is just a trade. Another kill coming back in their favor, and Turko's the only one that's really stepping up in this round. Cloud also going to be brought back, but again, trades going back into the favor of the Turkish side. pAura now steps up to the plate, and whoa, it's 6 kills between 2 players.
The ultis, online, weapons here to play with, and Tour de Force is going to be the first barrier to entry here for BBL. They've got that pushing down mid behind them, but BBL have a very good idea of where they want to take this. They've had success on A. They look to take it that way again.
Again, though, just look how early they're able to stack up this side of the map. Like, 3 players already within that control. It's because you got deep mid and someone deep into B. Still, though, it should have some advantages here, but again, they're so fast on those rotations that they might have 4 players here before BBL even make a move, and I wonder if they might be a little bit more hesitant and have to take a push back.
It's double trapped up on mid. I guess they could be a little bit worried about a push through kitchen as time goes on. Maybe they smoke off on mid and cross, but for the most part, this is a very well contained round from NavV. BBL would do well to find that gap if they push back in.
Again.
Yeah, exactly.
They know, because they were going to rotate off because of the aggressive control that SSK took, but because that knife connected, which it seems to every time it's thrown, they don't need to go for any sort of rotation. In fact, they're even going to throw in a Hunter's Fury, and that's going to drop Aslan. This becomes a fairly big problem already. Rez going to go through. SSK desperately hoping that this pick gives him an angle, but oh, don't. He's going to do it. He's going to get a kill. Oh, no, he missed! The second shot missed, but it doesn't matter. He actually misses a distraction. His teammates have slaughtered everyone else, and now Aslan has to try and face off 1 versus 5. First shot's nice, but Duno, or maybe it's just the Sova buff today, just performing so well. 4 kills for him, 6th round for Na'Vi, and it just seems to be a problem at this point that, I don't know, I don't think BBL are really forcing.
That's exactly, yeah. That was an awkward duel for sure, but still, look, BBL, they're falling behind massively. Got to start picking up these rounds, or at least making them look more competitive in some of these scenarios. You know, you got side Viper's Pit down. You can't just be rolled over like that, but it's been consistent. Players getting caught out. I feel like we were about to see it there. The flash comes through just a second too late. BBL are able to reset into this one. They're going to look for the B side. And actually, if their timing is good, they could catch Zeddy. I've seen him at least. Oh. Heard the TP back on mid as well. Oh no, that knife's not gone. Well,
Whee!
Gone into the ice.
Oh no, it is. It is gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. It has gone. It's just not gone where they wanted it to go. All right, nice double peek. Oh, SSK is just looking clean. Gonna see a rifle at least retrieved, but they haven't actually given up too much ground. QutionerX going to try and take this one into his own hands, and he might. You know, no one spotted him. So much information. The snap back eventually. We'll see at least just a trade. But this is one of the best spots we've seen BBL in a while.
Oh, they need Cutie to stay alive, though. Aim hasn't got a weapon. Just now planted the spike. Oh, what a shot. Dinks is down, and Duno's got to do it all. Dropping from above. Cutie has a vague idea that crosshair placement was perfect, but Duno just about manages to slip away. He's making the noise, trying to bait in a re-peek. Shock dart for the back, the peek around the left, catching him off, but aimDLL running for his life, won't make it away. Pulled into the 1 versus 1, the tap coming through. Duno swinging out a little wider, wants to catch Cutie on the swing, and he will! He's got plenty of time, and it's been clutched out again. Na'Vi 7-2. They just cannot seem to do anything wrong.
Never give up.
The synergy of... not sure what was more painful, that pun or the round.
Yeah, for BBL right now, there are a whole lot of glaring problems and issues that we're seeing, and unless they've got a real quick fix, I mean, we can hope that this is a slow start to, I mean, initially the series, let's say the season maybe at this point. At least they found a pick here, though. SSK down.
Poison's off.
Ball is going to be shedding a tear.
Poison orb and toxins going up.
I was a big fan of SSK back in the day. Of course, Ball loves Fortnite.
Oh, okay. Hey, you had to connect the dots for me there. I won't lie.
Yeah. I figured.
Well, I'm not big on my Fortnite knowledge, you know. I've seen a couple of the dances. Barla's tried to teach me a few, but didn't really work out, I'll be honest. Wasn't enough movement.
Not enough movement. That's the way. Well, you know, there's a lot of movement on A. Navi have rotated in again. It seems like they're getting an invitation to defend this site from BBL, telegraphing it all the way. Kills come through, but Aslan steps it up, putting it into a 1v3, an almost impossible situation to lose, Tom. And, you know, not even a Viper's Pit to play with here for Zeddy. He's not even cleared the left as he walks out. In the end, it didn't matter before.
By the looks of it, it's all about the next one, making sure they have a full buy for the final round of the half. They're in a good enough spot. The 8 rounds on the defense, I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Already, just seem to be playing around in their spawn, almost just trying to gamble on where this rotation is going to be coming through. Again, the knife just does so much in terms of information. It seems like Cloud has definitely been learning his lineups, and Duno, he tries to take the space, but he doesn't manage to land the shot.
Yeah, with Duno down, there's a little bit of a gap. Navi rotating in to try and fill that up, pick up the rifle as well. And as they shift towards this A site, BBL are going exactly the opposite direction, taking it to B. They've certainly made the right call on this one. And as long as they move with a little bit of haste, they'll get there in time. Of course, they don't know that they've got this for free, so they've still got to clear out all these corners. The KO knife certainly doing a lot to help them with that. They know back yellow's clear. They've got a little recon coming over, Tom, to maybe catch off some of the players, I think, in Snowman. No, actually, it was in towards the side itself.
A little gap created in the wall for the plant to go down. I don't know if there's going to be much that can be done here, and well, Dinks has been given a few opportunities, but isn't going to land the shots. Well, in fact, they're going to try and Hunter's Fury him out of the round. And even though that doesn't quite land, the shots are in every other player. BBL looking like they're in full recovery.
Fearsome dueling ability that we've come to know them for.
Let's play.
Sort of force activated right off the bat. That's going to be Cutie as well on the attack. Even more to play with here.
And they're taking space fairly fast. Like the last few rounds has been just almost sat in the default, but I think they're trying to almost catch Na'Vi off a little bit here. Obviously, there is the trap watching for that angle, and unfortunately for them, nobody to really catch out of taking this extra little bit of space. But instead, they're going to try and almost get them while they're rotating. Duno has to switch his gaze back in the other direction, has Cloud to support him, and actually they didn't expect Zeddy. That's the trap play. The third player rotating through, but QutionerX misses the timing, or does he? Maybe he's just trying to find that space elsewhere, and he will get the kill eventually.
A perfect staggered kill. Cloud has to support while the Hunter's Fury comes through, and well, it's only going to be single tag after all of that. Oh, the timing there. So poor, but Cloud recovers it. That's a big whiff. But Cutie was in just in time. The flank, though. Oh, it's constant backstabs. Na'Vi with 2 quick frags, and they've left Cutie alone.
The drone, is it going to clear him? Just in this close angle, SSK waiting patiently. They now have all the information they need to try and kill this final man. Swinging the corner, though. Cutie lands the first shot and stuck behind the wall. He could just back away. Still has his rifle, still has the tour de force, but more importantly, has the time on his side. Nothing that SSK could do about this one. And both players may go down, but most importantly, BBL do know the low HP player ends up peeking him while his teammate can't fight. So I think there was also a mistake from Na'Vi, but hey, if he's going to capitalize on it, I don't think they're going to mind too much. Now, though, we switch things up. Na'Vi setting the pace, which, if anybody's not watched Na'Vi before, is incredibly slow.
Yes, indeed. Pump the brakes. Wait for BBL to make a mistake. We're seeing this blanket coverage coming out. As Na'Vi spread the net, looking to catch someone from BBL, but no aggression coming through on that side either. So we're in for a little bit of a waiting game of a pistol. Na'Vi set to make the first move, pushing onto the B site. Drone already up. They've got a wall to play with. dinkzj will be popping down an ice wall of the zone, blocking them off, getting them a plant, you would hope. And Zeddy then tries to thread the needle, but they've got a trap watching for him. And a chamber.
Yeah, that will do it. QutionerX already finding one. It does seem like the attempt here was going to be to try and play for the retake anyway, so I don't think BBL are going to be too disappointed with the spot they found themselves in, having that opening pick, still having the Sage wall available, and also having quite a lot of utility to actually just try and clear out some of these angles.
I think they understood there would be a flank as well. Just looking at the mini-map as those rotations came through, 2 players ran from A, while Cutie started to wide peek out slowly on the A side. BBL have been in control so far this round. Wall down to try and get a defuse before it gets caught off in the process. Navi clocking up all the frags, but now dinkzj's left alone, trying to stop this defuse. He'll catch one, and actually has the time on his side. It doesn't matter. He's just clocking up.
They've got themselves that pistol, and in this round, well, it seems like nothing's invested. Questioner has actually gone in for some headhunter bullets, but that's not a massive surprise considering worst case he can carry those forward.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, always been the downside when you saw Chamber come in, the fact that he gets to keep those bullets, it's almost, you know, why would you not in some rounds? This is a bit of a head scratcher when you see some teams that have like a Chamber. I think the analyst desk was talking about last map we saw at times where Chamber's playing with a Guardian. Well, some of his teammates don't have a Guardian. It's like, that don't really make sense. Probably want them to have the rifle. Cutie backing off here, taking back his utility as well. They are content to play a hard retake, and that's because the entirety of BBL is already behind. There's 4 players flanking. They've been spotted, but they're getting a couple of kills.
Yeah, these are battles that you should not be winning, especially when you're facing off against Bulldogs with a classic. So this time, a lot more costly than what we saw in some of those previous Antigos. All right, Diggs, just spotting absolute.
You'll have a Chamber ult, something like that, and misallocating the weaponry. It's really refreshing to see a team like Navi, who are currently, I think at every step of the way, they've given themselves the best min-max advantage that they can. They're managing their economy perfectly, and it's not an afterthought for them. This position, dangerous up above for Cutie. Gonna drop down, grab huge value with the spike dropped, and the TP still allowing him to get out if he wanted. SSK snuck by, but, well, yeah, that wasn't pretty.
With City. Any damage that he can do would be nice, but it's not going to be the case. Flawless round for BBL. Great win.
Map level, but on an almost team chemistry level from the outside perspective. I don't know what's been going wrong, but let's hope that coming into this half, we're going to see a different face now with rifles out for both and a Viper's Pit to lock down B main.
Yeah, they really want to make sure that this purchase is not going to be getting much done. You can also see the wall just ready and set up, but I wonder if that might be utilized as bait. Questioner in such an aggressive spot, but obviously the wall won't affect him. He can just rendezvous straight out of there back towards the spawn. Again, though, Na'Vi just taking their time, making sure that any aggression that was to come through would be spotted. By the looks of it, may even try and split this one through mid, getting that control almost for free. Of course, the reason for that is the position of the traps.
Yeah, decent amount of information, but it does allow Navi to get quite close. They're pushed up here. They're ready to destroy that trap, but that only primes Cutie for this battle. No TP down. Oh, that was what?
Oh, it was all of this plan was meant for a bait to get that A site control, but the wall being in the way is just going to make things so much more problematic. And that shot, a little bit of luck that's gone an awfully long way. Now the push will come through from Na'Vi again late in the round, but the wall's already been broken. pAura in spot, but he gets dropped down. Is there going to be any opportunity for a denial? It might not be needed. Even still, though, it's just trades back and forth. Such a good spot to be in. Rez comes through. Questioner will only be able to drop 2, though. And that leaves 2 remaining on either side.
Good chance here for BBL to get the round on the board. The Viper's Pit just now falling down on the B side. The wall to fight back in. Cloud's constantly being decayed by that. He's going to start to close in the distance, though. Flash in his back pocket. Not going to be used up, though. Just waiting for the swing, and he gets dropped. dinkzj now has to do it all. Time decently in his favor. He can get a swing and destroy that spike blind. He could have been huge, but no, the defuse, it's on its way. It didn't get to half. It's going to be close.
aimDLL let go. He must have done.
And well handled by Navi to run the clock down. Devastating loss for BBL, but they get another shot ton. They're not out of credits just yet.
Enemy suppressed.
Yeah, financially, well, this basically is it. But the same can be said for either side. Nobody really running away with the economic game. Again, we're going to see this slow start to the round for Na'Vi, patiently waiting outside of the A site. This time, though, there is much more of a stack up. However, they've already spotted a couple of the players there. They're going to try and just isolate them. It's a straight swing out. Cloud is just going through, and he's already going to find one. Again, though, back and forth. He'll be res back up before anyone can really do anything about it.
Late swing through, though. Aslan will punish in for another. It's huge for BBL, but not enough. Now having to, I mean, look, I said eco, but they've got an ult on Cutie. They can get a mixed bag of buys around it. This is all or nothing. They're going for it here and now.
Yeah, this has definitely been a much more competitive map, even though the scoreline at the moment doesn't really differ too much. There's been a lot of opportunities. Again, though, I feel like a lot of that comes off of the sort of two players at the top of the board for them. aimDLL, nice little transfer, though. Tries to go for a little bit more, but he's done his job. Aslan, okay, maybe a little bit audacious, but the plant is in. If anybody was going to win it, it's this youngster in Cloud trying to hold on to the back of the site. So much information, but he actually manages to get across. Goes for the swing, and Qutioner's not going to miss that one. It will be a quick 7th onto the board for BBL, and well, they've managed to, I guess, stabilize themselves here because, as you said, that was a...
But it's SSK that I'm worried about. This guy has got a tour de force. It's going to be activated right away. And this is something that every member of BBL has to be so cautious of. This buy for Na'Vi is legitimized almost.
I thought Zeddy was just going to walk all the way through.
Look like it.
I was thinking there's actually not much to stop him, at least at the moment. And, well, Turko's now watching that cross, so not going to allow for anything more. aimDLL also just waiting to deny the plant. First kill comes for free, and I don't know if they're going to get anything more because of it. We've seen a dink actually coming onto Aslan, and okay, the plant goes through, but anything more than this, I'd be gobsmacked.
Yeah, it would be surprising. And now cancelled out. Good luck to you, sir. SSK, 4 seconds. They're closing in the distance. Oh, he's going to face it as well. Good luck. Duno's the last man alive. He's been revealed, swung on, and taken down. BBL up to 8. They're not letting this one slip.
No, that was very controlled as well in the retake. I like that. They knew what was on offer. And again, there's some pretty strong ults available for Na'Vi.
I mean, the same thing, though, on the other side for BBL. We saw that diffuse for aimDLL. That got Viper's Pit online. With the res as well, there's a ton of safety nets. They're pushing up. Navi's slow play that we're used to seeing being challenged here. A ton of aggression out of BBL. dinkzj below is being caught. Trade is not there. And with Cloud going down, this is a hugely successful early round out of BBL. They were ready for the exact positions Na'Vi had in play. They've yielded the reward, and now for Na'Vi, like that Viper's Pit might be the only hope of the round if they can get it up on site.
The thing is, information's going to be there the second they attempt to round the corner. Trap broken, and you can see there's still Questioner alongside aimDLL that they have to deal with. In fact, there's going to be a Viper's Pit going down on the other side instead, so heavy commitment. This actually kind of gives zeddy a way through, though. He's going to go pushing all the way in towards the spawn. Looking to try and fight some of the players there. It is checked for, though. They're expecting this push to happen, and straight in goes Questioner. He knows he has the support of his teammates.
Pit last round, and that's something that I'll look at here as a big threat. They get to sight with pistols, Viper's Pit down, all of a sudden, it's a full buy round. Like, BBL are on the back foot in most engagements on the way back through. But they've got 3 players on A, so for Na'Vi to get onto site and get that down, I mean, they've already got to get past a wall, and then a bunch of players on the other side of it. You're going to hope that they can gain something here. But look, even the Marshal gets spotted, and without the surprise factor there for it, it's unlikely any players start to swing on out and give it any more opportunities.
Again, with the deep control they've also got into B, there's not really any reason for the players that are currently on that side of the map to rotate. They've also got traps down, and it's being watched on the cross by aimDLL, so There's so much information currently available for BBL, and it is just going to be that straight push in. Utility also denied. Drone not going to be able to really do anything. And while just being stuck back, not really being able to push, and just having a barrage of utility placed in front of them. This is getting tougher and tougher by the second for Na'Vi.
The more noise you make, the more likely it is those other players have rotated through. They know that now. Running on into this site, they're likely to face many opponents. Good pick, though. The patience rewarded. They've got the sight. In comes the Viper's Pit. The spray from pAura trying to land something. He was losing HP of his own. He left Duno on 1 health, but it's not enough. Res onto Cutie as they desperately try to regain control. That spam was so close. dinkzj's gone down to a snake fight. SSK's falling. Zeddy,
So
Duno,
low.
Cloud, all down to a sliver of health. This might look like an advantageous fight for them to take, but with the HP, there was practically no chance. And a post-plan setup from Duno, it is ambitious. It's not even gonna come close.
I think the whole point of that...
But now they've started to figure it out again. Started to look like the BBL we were expecting, the super team of the region. And with Cutie popping off like this with an op in his hand early, I'm worried for anybody that peeks him.
Yeah, I think he's had enough of being the B anchor, it seems. Is going to go aggressive on the other side of the map. I don't know if something's been spotted. It hasn't. Zeddy, none the wiser. And that's your Viper down. That's probably the worst start you can possibly get.
You will not
And well,
kill my ally.
luckily they've got a res, but well, you can see on the other side, Hunter's Fury straight back through. It's actually Duno bites the bullet.
Poison
Well,
off
I guess that's slightly better, sort of.
I guess so. Yeah, the poor guy. He just came to watch the res, provide that little bit of cover, you know, see the spectacle, witness the miracle of life. And unfortunately, he had his own taken away. It was a trade, a sacrifice, a ritual he didn't know he was partaking in. Now, hold on, we've got Aslan spotted towards the back of yellow. The snake bites are through. He is stuck in a corner. They've crowd controlled him completely, but not punished him on the back. But the flash disappears. Zeddy on site
30
traded
seconds
out
left.
the wall down. And now they're going to have trouble with closing in that distance. And Cutie takes advantage of it. A collateral for his fourth. And a
Both times they try and push in here when he's the one with the utility that can actually do something to section them off. It looks a little lost at the moment for Na'Vi, and well, they're going to try something audacious.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It feels disconjointed.
Don't you dare.
His crosshair has been on someone through that smoke for 90% of the time, and he won't land. When he eventually takes the shot, it's actually a Marshall bullet that lands on him,
I had this back.
leaving him on to 50 HP.
Well, it's a
Poison's off.
little bit of damage. Of course, he's going to be healed back up, so he will still be 1 bullet away from death from the Marshall, but you can see how good of a read they currently have. Still got the trap defending on B, and the rest of the team are just stacked up in A. All going to be thrown down from pAura. He's done so well to just make this cake incredibly awkward for them. SSK actually teleports into the angle, and well, still gets nothing for it. They're going to try and double back in towards a fast play towards B. Maybe if they can isolate aimDLL, but it seems like Turko is hot on their
30
heels.
seconds left.
Yeah, these guys are rotating into position very quickly. aimDLL knows exactly what he's up against. Ready to catch off one, sees the head of SSK, forced to take a knee. And meanwhile, the other players are getting into position, covering the cross. Cutie's picked off one. This plant is actually going to come through. Nasty little corner for Dinks. Oh, the shot out of SSK. He's got so much more to do. And this time around, it's BBL's round. One nice shot, but that's all that comes of it.
An impressive comeback. It took them a long time to really get into the map, get into the series, but BBL now...
All the spicy details. Copenhagen,
Want to play?
where Master's going to be, and well, as you may have guessed, it's somewhere in Turkey for champs.
I'm definitely sure that chat hasn't already ruined this before you've even finished the sentence.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Nobody knows. So head on over to the Valorant Twitter, and you'll find out for the first time.
Oh, that's a good start. Duno's going to get rid of pAura. QutionerX within the site, and he goes down as well. It looked like the kill on zeddy was almost guaranteed, but it isn't quite going to finish him off. Now, after a streak of rounds for BBL, this map almost looking signed, sealed, and delivered. It now comes down to just 2 players to try and close it out. OT is on the cards instead.
Navi don't usually let these ones slip. They're gonna have to dig deep. Aslan, Turko. On the way through, Turko's got to do it all. An ace needed. Half his bullet's going to be gone to that wall. Cloud, oh, he spammed him down. That's actually done like half damage to him. 12-12.
And Na'Vi now get back into that same stride.
It's certainly been a while since we saw them here. SSK up above on the box. Likes to try to make these TP plays. But for now, it's not going to yield anything. BBL moving back. I think learning from some of their mistakes earlier on. They show a lot of players on B, maybe make a little bit of noise, but they're going to spread back and play the map control, leaving their traps to cover the B site, as well as obviously Turko, who's sat here. I think he'll probably drone it out or like make a little bit of noise for them.
Yeah, it has to be an attempted bait. Otherwise, having your Sova on the other side of the map doesn't make a lot of sense. And in fact, it does actually seem like Na'Vi might have a bit more of a misread. You can see the drone themselves going through into mid, and they've actually left just one solo player dedicated to A. This fake has worked fantastically well, but the realization has started to come through. I do wonder if Cloud's going to get caught on the way back in. No, it's an instant headshot. The escape from Zeddy is enough to keep this man advantage alive for their retake attempt.
Yeah, shout out to SSK for sticking around for so long on B. That's why they don't over-rotate, even though he gets spotted up after destroying the drone. Just balls of steel. The man just stands there. He's like, all right, go on, push me then. You know where I am, I don't care.
Revealing area.
A reveal going up, shot not gonna land. Cutie in a bit of danger now. TP used up, he's on the site. He's being pushed out by utility. That wall about to break. He hopes for an angle, but those shots don't land. Navi really starting to dominate in this one. The defensive stride has well and truly been found with a, well, not a flawless one. Almost.
Oh, please tell me they're not going to run out of time for that. That would have been awful. I think there's still going to be enough left on the clock for them to get it through, so not too much of a worry, but it's in your early matches, especially if it's one where ultimately it could be something that decides even just your safety within the group. Nonetheless, it's not over yet. Qutioner definitely picked himself up more so on the defensive side, although he did, I think, have 16 kills in his attack as well, so it's not like he was shabby on either, but it was more so that space he was taking. And again, it's the same sort of push, same sort of control.
Poison's off.
You gotta hope Zeddy's not first man around the corner, and just looking at the mini-map, well, he is far from it. Sat down the spawn. All up. Players peeking. SSK traded out at least. A snake bite down, but it won't do much to deter them. Navi have already crossed, and they're on yellow. Looking to close in on the site. The wall soon to go up. And there you go after the snake bite. Wall's going down. No way to deny this. They can try to punish after, and in fact, 2 kills very quickly found. This has forced them into a very tough post plant.
Dinks. Oh no, it's going to be Zeddy to swing. I was going to say Dinks isn't far away from the res, but instead it's the wide swing from his teammate and Qutioner. All he had to do was hold the angle. Again, these retakes from BBL have been superb, so this streak of OT is going to continue at least into a second form.
At an angle, so it's not really blocking off the spawn peak. But the Viper wall is down, and yet people are swinging out wide, and it's been an absolute feeding ground for these operators to just destroy in some of these duels.
Ping up. That will give away a little bit of extra information. SSK really wanting to fight on some of these angles, taking such audacious spots to try and find that opening pick for his team. And still, though, they're being delayed back. And actually, that slow almost gives him that extra space to take a wider peek. I'm not sure I would be a fan of it, but knowing SSK, I think it's coming.
Here we go. SSK not able to get it, but he gets out with 20 HP. All things considered, I think he can be pretty happy with that. It's an awkward duel, and if anything, I feel like he should be removed from the round already. Down goes Fragment, but a little bit too wide. Or is able to get out of there for free.
That is the defender's wall that has given him that plant. He now has his own wall to try and take other space. I don't know what's gone wrong there for Na'Vi, but that is a catastrophic mistake. And now they're playing over the edge of their own wall, which has to be cleared. This has gone as badly wrong as it could have done for Na'Vi.
It's so strange. Well, that's off the back of a strange defensive side round from Na'Vi. It's BBL who actually managed to break the mold, finding their attack, and now putting Na'Vi into a very, I'm sure, demotivating spot with the massive lead that they had in this map and the opportunity to close it out in the last OT. Here they sit, having to win one of the few rounds that they've managed to pick up, being on the attack side. There's a wall up for A. There's players challenging A. But it's a split through middle. And they're just waiting for some aggression, for someone to try and push up behind. Little do they know, BBL have no reason to push. They've stacked up A.
Nice. Be huge though, Turko. Well, I don't know if he spotted them straight away, but he has repositioned Zeddy, finds the opener, and actually SSK's found one more. They actually fall though. 2 players go down. Aslan's still fighting. He's trying to do it all on his own, but he can't. aimDLL left, but he's got the spike. Isolating both of these players is not going to be easy, but they have to come to him. They have to face versus him, and he's already going to land one, but Cloud will be there to close.
This K. Keep an eye on him to start this round because he's going to go blitzing down middle. He's already through the tube, popping down another anchor and holding the control. BBL are now completely boxed in. If he swings a little bit wider, they'll have that control for the whole round, and BBL won't be able to rotate. They're looking at the A site. We still have 2 players, but they haven't seen anyone. So the BBL side, they're sneaking up. They might have some insane timing. Great job, dinkzj. No. That's not the play.
No. I'm very reliant on that being a solo player. QutionerX just goes jumping across the side. He's been spotted by Cloud. Cloud, I think, almost just ends up confused. Shot up, to do a little bit of damage, but I'm not going to be able to deny the plant. We end in a 3v3 once again.
Cuty's just been moving around this site like it's his playground. He's been jumping around heaven, taking the rope. Now he's up on top of that middle island, looking to take them down as they bust their way through. Duno just on 60 HP, should be a prime candidate for Cuty's rifle. And that he is, left into the 1v1. It's SSK, he's running out in the open. Cuty takes with BBL's first attempt on a changed up comp, I'm sure. Like, yeah, it was great in scrims, but it certainly wasn't when it came to officials.
Old.
There were problems. This push, and that be ready for it, but oh, there's actually still so many players here. BBL maybe over-aggressing a little bit. They are sticking down in position. Cuty gonna be first point of contact, and he'll TP out, really baiting it in. Look, at this point, there's no way you expect Aslan to be... Just ran back with his knife out, so I guess you do expect
Well, I guess maybe just feared for his life. Would rather not give up the round, even if it had the opportunity to take it into his own hands. I think they just found more players than they expected to. And even if he gets one and gets traded, it's just not really worth it facing off against that attack. SSK slowly making his way through. Now, this spot is watched both by the trap, but also the position currently being held by Aslan. So if he takes the time to clear this, it could actually be somewhat of a problem. Instead, though, he's in a spot where the trap can't even deny him, and that's an easy opener for SSK.
BBL want to rotate back through mid. SSK's waiting. Does he check down below? Yes, he does. Just in time. Another player peeking, another challenger finally. He is taken down, but aimDLL, well, he can't even pop through another snake bite. Cancelled out by Kayo's knife. Space bought. Na'Vi. Cloud. You are playing a risky game here. Okay, he's backing out eventually. They've got a man advantage, so there's just no need.
Yeah, he's also got a flash, so he can just set up a swing if anybody actually manages to get on that defuse. Utilized a little early, but they've still got Dart to try and force these players into awkward battles. QutionerX trying his best, but Duno's landed an instant headshot, and while the trades are going firmly in the favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's kind of good, actually. You won't see it too often. It's a shame, but...
Oh, look, Chambers pushing.
That's an unexpected one. You can see just how caught off guard pAura was.
Spike down
Never
A.
expected that to happen. Yeah, no, he was ready for the fight, but a little bit quicker. SSK comes out ahead. Navi with the man advantage to play with here. Slow going down up close. Aslan's going to get rid of that. Confirm that they're still around here, and that's perfect. That's what Navi want. We've got 3 players in position ready to take these fights. Oh no!
What's SSK just done? Did he like turn off all graphics for utility? He just went and sat in it.
I think he thought it was on the other side of the box, and it wasn't.
Oh, it's a mistake. Dink's managed to get quite far out, but aimDLL is going to just drop him straight away. Well, it's left all onto Zeddy. Good luck, my friend.
Toxin screen down.
Well, he's cut one. Won't hold my breath for this clutch, but we'll see. Dodges the shock dart at least. On his way to the side, up close to player holding. Great shot. Zeddy is on point. Sneaking all the way through. And he goes. I like that turn. You know, he avoids showing his barrel too early.
Can you march through the map? Early, slow. Is she going to deny the aggression of pAura, not wanting to take that same level of risk? And I do think that BBL, at least in their aggression from what we've seen, have been a lot more controlled. Like, they'll have an idea. If that idea doesn't work, more than happy to fall back into just their default defense.
A bunch spotted outside of A. That's going to keep BBL in position for a while. Just one spotted with the knife. Slow's still active, still ready to go down. But, you know, with a minute on the clock, it's not bad to have baited that out already. You know, these players don't have any slow orbs to play with, but with the amount of utility Navi you're throwing through on the other side, they want BBL to know, hey, we're coming A. We want the A site. And the reason for that is Zeddy's lurking out on mid, right? He's trying to catch the rotations when they eventually come through. But BBL are being stubborn. They're not looking to over-rotate just yet. They're worried about maybe a flank coming through, maybe about a late rotation. So they're just going to pump the brakes.
Such a risk. Navi really trying to sell that they're not in this position anymore. And going down to what will likely be the last 20 seconds before they make a move. pAura is going to get cleared out. Nowhere to go at this stage. So an easy opener for Cloud and good opportunity to get into an afterplant. Turko wanted to try and at least even things up on the way back through. This is where that lurk you talked about could pay its dividends, especially if he catches Executioner.
Oh, it looks like he's going a little bit later, actually. Zeddy just now on the way up, and he'll catch aimDLL a second on an Aslan. That's exactly the disruption that they needed, leaving it all on to Cutie. He'll catch the first, but 3 more to go as he breaks his way through. Actually, a couple 1v1s on offer. He's done well. 3 kills already. Information on that player, but as he sees SSK, it comes with a heavier cost right into the off. Don't pick ICEBOX, please. Please. Milan, I'm gonna reach out to you as well. We've had our moments. We've had good times. Don't pick ICEBOX. Do it for me. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. All right, so that's
I feel like MBS is going to do it just to spite you for saying Milan.
Well, you know what? A little bit of competitive integrity can be dispatched here and there if it gets rid of an ICEBOX, I suppose. A fair trade. I'll take it. A little bit of a flank coming through. aimDLL ready to catch this slow down as well. That's going to completely halt Navi's plans. These players on site have to just wait, essentially. And BBL are able to determine where they want to take the fight. 3 players spotted up close. Bro's got a flash in hand. It's working out, though. He saw it in. Oh, that fight in itself was beautiful.
In reality, when Navi have needed it, they've been able to break back.
This is going to be a slow one. You can see Navi really moving towards their default play on this one. 2 players watching the A push. 1 below, 1 up top. 2 for mid, 1 for B. They do not want any mistakes to be made. They don't want anybody from BBL to be able to take some aggression and get away with it. And they haven't. You know, these players have been cut off as they attempt to make some aggression in middle initially. They get a wall down that's broken. There's no information late round to play with for BBL, but they'll make up for that by making a little bit of a push, seeing what part of the map is still open. And pAura having Tube stack up on A. This is perfect. pAura could even catch the rotation coming through out of zeddy. The timing here could be everything. And in fact, he just misses it. And now moving towards the site. Cutie with the AWP, he's down.
Oh, I was so certain that he was going to land that. I thought it was a free opener. And again, it just seems like they're set up so perfectly. pAura now has to go huge. Turko's managed to find one. It's all about the timing. Looking to try and deny them in that plant. Only 14 seconds left. aimDLL has found another. It's left all on to SSK to try and close this out. But he'll land that first shot. Even has the tour de force into that 1 versus 1. And aimDLL is low. Both players tagged at least a bit. But this really should have been BBL's to close it out. SSK, he's actually going to look the wrong way. And BBL, they are going to take this to a third map. Fracture will be on the cards.
Oh, an incredible performance from them. I mean, I think most people were ready to count out BBL coming into this second half, even or especially a decent